Hello, it's Miss Deb, your favorite school librarian, and we are starting First Chapter Fridays, where I read a first chapter from a random book. So today we are going to start with Sayantani Dasgupta, The Serpent's Secret, and this is part of the Karen Mala and the Kingdom Beyond series. If you are into Percy Jackson or Harry Potter, you will absolutely love this series. We actually have all three books. So again, this is number 1, which is The Serpent's Secret. And then we have number 2, which is The Game of Stars. And we have number 3, which is The Chaos Curse. And if I were your age, little Indian girl in middle school, I would have loved to see these books because I never really had any representation. So it's always important to read about other cultures that you might not be familiar with. So we're going to start, like I said, with number 1, The Serpent's Secret by Sayantani Dasgupta. And this is from the Kiran Mala and the Kingdom Beyond series. Chapter 1 is called A Monster Visits Suburbia. And for those of you that might not know, suburbia is kind of like a smaller city next to a larger city or within a larger city. The day my parents got swallowed by a Rakhosh and whisked away to another galactic dimension was a pretty craptastic day. The fact that it was actually my 12th birthday made it all that much worse. Instead of cake or presents or a party, I spent the day kicking demon butt, traveling through time and space, looking for my family, and basically saving New Jersey, our entire world, and everything beyond it. Not that I didn't have help. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. I'll tell you that part soon. But first, let me back up a little. Just by the way, a Rakhosh is like a really ugly, disgusting, gross demon with like 10 arms and legs and yellow teeth and fangs, and well, you get the idea. My life pre-Rakhosh incident had been pretty ordinary. I spent most of my time at school, hanging out with my best friend Zuzu at her family's diner and helping at my parents' store. There were Zuzu's grandma's spanakopita and Baba's stockroom inventories, doing homework, and avoiding my next-door neighbor / arch nemesis, Jovi, and her giggly gang of popular girls. Regular old 6th grade stuff. Nothing that really prepared me for interdimensional demon slaying. I guess Ma and Baba tried to warn me in their own goofy way. Ever since I was a little girl, they'd told me awesome stories about Rakhosh, these carnivorous, knot-trailing demons who like to speak in rhyme while chomping on innocent villagers. Ever heard of Jack's Giant? The one who wanted to grind Englishmen's bones to make his bread? Well, add some horns, fangs, and talons to Mr. Fee-Fi-Fo-Fum, and you're getting close to picturing a Rakhosh. But no matter how real giants or demons or goblins seem in stories, nothing can prepare you for seeing one on your doorstep, right? But that's exactly what happened to me on my 12th birthday, because fate clearly has a twisted sense of humor, because it also happens to be Halloween. I've always hated having a Halloween birthday. When I was younger, it was because everybody was so busy gearing up for trick-or-treating, they usually forgot that it was my special day. Worse still, my parents never let me hide behind a superhero or monster mask. No matter how much I tried to be like every other witch or zombie or caped crusader in the neighborhood, my parents always had other ideas. Maybe this year I could be a pirate, I'd suggest, holding out some scarves and hoop earrings. Or a ghost, I'd beg from under an old bedsheet. But every year, my parents insisted on the same costume. A costume that made me stand out more, not less. Darling piece of the moon, you must be an Indian princess, they would enthuse. You are, after all, a real Indian princess, and here is the single day that you can actually look like one. When I was in 1st or 2nd grade, the other kids thought that the shiny silk saris my mom wrapped me in on Halloween were cool. They believed me when I told them the bangles and necklaces I wore were made of real emeralds, diamonds, and rubies. But there are only so many years that you can fool yourself and your friends into thinking you are a real Indian princess, banished from your fairy tale life and hiding out in a suburban split level in northern New Jersey. No matter what your crazy parents insist, pretty soon the rest of the world starts catching on. Doesn't your dad own the Quickie Mart on Route 46? Jovi asked one day when we were about 9. What kind of a king owns a Quickie Mart? Oh my god, ew. She had been snapping her gum and tossing her perfect blonde hair and giving me this look like I was less than dirt. I wanted to disappear into the floor right there. When my mother heard, she gave me some typically loopy advice. My royal daughter, Ma sing-songed, none of us is just one thing. Life is a process of learning to recognize our many faces. Besides which, your friends are right. No king worth his throne would own a Quickie Mart, Baba had boomed from behind our store's giant gulpy fountain. Go tell your classmates that even kings and queens have to work hard when they move to a new country. And remind them, your father doesn't own a Quickie Mart, he owns a Royal Farms convenience emporium. And if they still don't believe you, Ma added, from the aisle where she was restocking the meat-flavored jerky, tell them we're not your real parents. Tell them you're the daughter of an underworld serpent king, and we found you when you were a baby floating in a clay pot down the river of dreams. I guess every kid whose family is from somewhere else think their parents are weird. But with mine, it wasn't just their language or their clothes or their food. It was something more. Like my parents never really appreciated the distinctions between fact and fiction, science and mythology, dreams and reality. But it wasn't until that fateful 12th birthday that I really understood why. And we have this like snake right here. All right, folks. So I hope you enjoyed chapter 1 of Karen Mala and the Kingdoms Beyond, The Serpent's Secret. I hope you guys come to the library and check out this series. We also have a lot of other fantastic fantasy series that you will enjoy if you liked Percy Jackson or Harry Potter. Thank you so much, and I'll see everybody soon.